Welcome back to Crystal Clear! I'm Oshrik Vox, and with only a few days left until the end of Steven Universe, our time of speculating and theorizing is coming to a close. Yet, how much payoff will these years of speculating even have? Well, I noticed in Cartoon Network's social media posts for the series finale trailer, they make the bold claim that fans will have all the answers. And while that checks out, after all, Future has been a limited epilogue series revolving around tying up the loose ends and completing Steven's arc, with only 33 minutes of the show left, if you're not counting Homeworld Bound, you have to wonder just how much can they fit in? Well, today I've compiled 5 unanswered questions that at least I want to see answered in the Steven Universe Future series finale. And I'm gonna issue a general spoiler warning just in case anyone hasn't seen Homeworld Bound. If you're not caught up, go catch up and then come back. With all that said, let's dive in. Kicking things off, I want to talk about the character that everything in the original series came back to. Mama Diamond herself, Pink. Personally, the plotline I'm the most invested in when it comes to Future that I'm waiting for the story to get back to, and obviously we're at a point where it likely will, is Steven's feelings towards his mother. Her actions ended up putting this boy through the ringer, and it's understandable as to why Steven's feelings towards his mother can go back and forth all the time. Though, as a Future, it seems as if she only makes him angry. While I don't have any crazy concrete speculations like, oh, Steven will finally get a chance to somehow meet his mother through his gem, or Pig Diamond's gonna pop out of Kaiju Steven and do a little dance, I still think it's worth mentioning that Susan Egan, the voice of Rose Quartz aka Pink Diamond, has not had a speaking role yet in Future. And while this can be a very intentional move, much like how Future has ditched the flashback method of storytelling for this series, it still makes me wonder if she'll have some sort of appearance in some sort of way in a crucial moment that would help Steven piece himself back together. Regardless, considering Steven is starting to literally look like her and grow to her size, I definitely have some level of expectation for Steven to completely come to terms with who his mother was and how she makes him feel. Staying on the topic of Rose Quartz Pink Diamond, the next thing I'm really hoping to see in Future that I think is the #1 mystery right now for a lot of fans is more information surrounding the now open chest in Lion's Mane. What was in that chest? How did it open? And what kind of impact did its contents have on Steven? I think we were all a little shook when the chest was just casually open, unexplained, and unacknowledged in the film. Something that carried over in the Future with its appearance at the end of the episode Rosebuds. Considering there hasn't been any new developments on this chest in a while, I assume the most popular belief is still that Steven's jacket was inside the chest. And if that's the case, so be it, because literally anything could have been inside of that thing. At this point, I just hope it's not one of those details left to the imagination. It's been such a looming mystery for years, and considering this could very well be our last time in this world in animated form, I'd rather get those answers here rather than something like a comic spinoff. If it comes down to that, I guess so be it. Leave certain mysteries open to be explored in other mediums. Fingers crossed that we're not left hanging. This next one's a bit more selfish, but something I still believe fans would appreciate information on, even if it just boils down to a mention. This is Lars's escapades in space. What are he and the off-colors exactly up to? How is it going? Are they only encountering gems, or will they eventually stumble upon new intelligent life? And if Lars does get a chance to pop up, would it be so hard to see Emerald as well? While I understand its purpose in the narrative to show that people are progressing on with their lives regardless of Steven, considering Lars of the Stars is one of the coolest elements of Season 5, I would appreciate just a little bit of fan service. If not, I guess I'll just settle on his cool new jacket. Getting closer to the end here, the next mystery on my list is a pretty simple inquiry. What the hell happened to the rest of the antagonist? Now look, I get that comebacks for any of these characters may not necessarily fit into where we are now, especially with the limited amount of time we have left, but Bluebird Azorite, Curly Hair Lapis Lazuli, Cactus Steven, these were all antagonists or more so conflicts that were introduced in Future without a super solid resolve. Granted, I understand that if they never appeared again, it wouldn't feel too out of place, and again, I get that they may want to leave some doors open in case there's ever a continuation in the future, but I don't know, something would just feel off to me if Aquamarine and Eyeball soared into the sky, vowing that they'll always hate Steven, and then that's it. It'd feel weird for only one Lapis Lazuli to come to Little Homeschool, and the other she's never seen or heard from again. Cactus Steven probably has the smoothest transition out of the show. I do believe he fulfilled his purpose, and if he did return, I feel like it'd be more so in a supportive role, everyone coming together to help Steven. Still, for Jasper to be a character who was featured in a shot with all the antagonists, and returning to play a much bigger role later on in the season, I guess up until now, I was just hopeful that the aforementioned would pop up one last time. Maybe they'll surprise us. These remaining 33 minutes can either fly by in a way where you're satisfied but wanted more, or it can feel so much longer than 33 minutes, but in the best way possible. Ultimately, as long as they wrap up Steven's story, I'll be content. However, that brings us to the final mystery that I would love to see resolved in the finale of Steven Universe Future, which, by all accounts, it should be, since it was the main question proposed with the announcement of this epilogue series. And that is, of course, what does Steven want for his future? Look, a lot of us have been invested in this character for years, since the very beginning in November of 2013. Thus, the conclusion of his growth and arc is going to have a lot weighing on it. And I know a lot of viewers really resonate with Future and Steven's struggles. I believe Steven figuring out exactly what he needs and having a decent idea of what comes next will help craft a well-meaning send-off that resonates with others for years to come. But at this point, I'm pretty confident in the theory that Steven will part ways with Beach City as the conclusion of Future, especially since the lyrics at the end of Homeward Bound sing "growing somewhere else," alongside Greg's advice in Mr. Universe. So while it could be a coin toss in case they want to throw us a bittersweet ending, I'm remaining optimistic that we'll have a great idea of what Steven has lined up next. Though I still believe the show is going to go very meta and have Steven pursue animation, that way he can continue to help people in the same way Rebecca Sugar and the Crewniverse help others, by sharing these well-intentioned, meaningful stories that make millions feel visible, as if they're not alone and have a place in this world. Considering the final episode is called The Future, while a lot of people are expecting a big time skip, I'm holding out for even the smallest drop of information of where Steven will end up. But as always, these are just my thoughts and I want to hear yours. What do you think? What are you hoping gets acknowledged or resolved in the series finale of Steven Universe Future? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below or tweet your thoughts at Roundtable Vids. And for more of my own thoughts, you can find me at OshrickVox. We're also on Instagram. Help the Roundtable grow by either becoming a member of this channel or supporting us over at Patreon. Link in the description. If you enjoyed this video, please throw it a like and subscribe to the Roundtable for more great cartoon content. Thank you for watching and I hope you have an awesome day. OshrickVox signing out.